what a trial looks like. The city has the burden of proof, so the city proves their case first. You have the right to cross-examine every witness that the city calls against you. You also have the right to present evidence at the appropriate time. If an adverse judgment is entered against you, you have the right to appeal that decision to a higher court. Now, everyone should get a plea form, and that plea form outlines the same rights that you received on your arraignment date. First and foremost, you are presumed innocent. You have the right to the representation of counsel if you meet certain statutory requirements. You have the right to present evidence and to refute evidence. And you also have the right to present evidence, and you had the right to subpoena to court the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents before you came to court today. Today, I'm going to have everyone to execute a plea form. Down at the bottom of the plea form where you see the word defendant, you will sign your name. You will write in today's date, which is May the 3rd, 2023. May 3rd, 2023, and you will circle your plea. If you enter a guilty or a nolo, you are effectively waiving your right to a trial. And if you're not represented by a lawyer, you are waiving your right to the assistance of a lawyer and asking the court to go ahead and adjudicate your case. Ms. Green, if you want to go ahead, are there any people in the court that need interpreting services?
Yes.
Can we please call them up first?
Okay. I think, Your Honor, they're both witnesses.
Okay. All right.
You want me to ask him, Miss
Yes, please.
Yolanda? Okay. Las personas que necesitan intérprete, por favor, póngase de pie y díganos si son testigos o tienen un caso. Aquí, ¿cómo se llama usted, señor?
Porfirio Telles.
¿Cómo?
Porfirio Telles.
Porfirio Reyes. ¿Y usted está aquí como testigo para un caso o le dieron una citación?
No, tengo una situación de que me accidenté, o sea, me chocaron. Sí.
Pero el policía le dio a usted un ticket, le escribió un ticket diciendo que usted era que tenía que venir aquí porque tenía un caso en la corte, o simplemente usted fue la víctima a quien le chocaron.
Sí, a mí me chocaron. Y
Ok.
como me dijo el policía que si no me pagaban, o sea, no sé, porque la que me pegó no la encontraban por seguranza, entonces por eso me dijeron que viniera mejor a la corte. Y por eso vine hace un mes, y ahorita me citaron para este mes.
Okay. Somebody, crashed into me, hit me in my car, and then the police told me to come because the person
so he's a
didn't have
witness. It
insurance.
sounds
Yes.
like he's okay. If he will just have a seat when we get to that offender's name, we'll call him back up here.
Okay, se puede sentar y entonces ahorita cuando venga la persona, si esta persona está presente, lo llamamos
Let
para
me
que
ask him, is
testifique.
he on the, what is his name? Is his name Arnolfo Tellez Marcelino?
Señor,
Yes,
señor,
ma'am.
okay, ¿es usted Arnolfo Teles Marcelino?
Sí.
Yes, so he's in
Okay.
the first case, Your Honor.
Okay, we will call, he's on the Aisha Brissendorf matter.
Correct, yeah.
All right,
Okay.
is Aisha Brissendorf in the courtroom, Ms. Green?
No, she's not.
Is she in the queue?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We have one that's a Galaxy phone. I don't know. I can't.
We will wait until 8:15. So we will ask him to have a seat and I'll call him right back up here.
Okay,
Okay.
siéntese un momentito, señor, y después lo vamos a llamar de nuevo para darle información de lo que va a pasar. And what's the other one? La otra persona que necesita intérprete, por favor, acérquese para saber en qué caso está.
The other one for interpreting services will be,
No, I don't think you don't need interpretive services. Ma'am. Yeah, she's fine, Your Honor.
And
Okay.
who is she, Miss? Who is she? Oh, okay.
Her name is Myrta Stewart. She's a witness for Timothy Miller.
Okay, and I have it on page 3. I have a Salinas Torres Martin who has
all right,
two.
I was about to ask, does that person need interpreting services?
They're not here in the courtroom with me.
Okay, let me just go through the docket then. I'm gonna go through the docket.
Okay.
All right. First, I'm gonna call the case of Christopher Bailey. Is Christopher Bailey there?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And we will need to, can we let the person that's in the queue in so we'll know who it is? Or can we find out who it is?
Yes, sir.
I'm letting them in now.
All right.
And Judge Freeman, the only other person that we have in the queue right now is an Anthony Davenport, and he's a witness for the Takesha Myers case, and she's
Thank you.
listed on the old docket.
All right, that's the docket I'm calling from. Thank you. All right, is Takesha Myers in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you ask Ms. Myers what is her plea to the charge of following too closely? And we can call her case if she's entering a not guilty plea.
She said not guilty.
All right, have her to please come forward so we can go ahead and start with her trial.
Okay.
And let's let Mr. Davenport in as well. Is this Mr. Davenport that's on Galaxy A32?
No.
All right. We'll wait on Mr. Davenport to please turn on your video once you come in.
The gentleman in the orange shirt, Galaxy A32, what is your name?
Averill Riley.
He's on the red speed.
Okay.
Mr. Riley, once we finish up this calendar, we will handle the red speed cases. So, sir, if you'll just simply hold on.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
you were involved in an accident with Mr. Davenport. He is chiming in right now.
Okay.
It's my understanding you've entered a not guilty plea to this charge. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and you understand that following too closely simply means that the front of your car rear-ended the back of someone's vehicle, and you're
Correct.
saying that did not happen. Is that correct?
No, that did happen.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm
Let me
sorry.
do this. The reason why I'm asking is that you're eligible for a NOLO plea. I don't know what the outcome of this trial will be, but the NOLO plea would keep points from being assessed. But if you feel like you've done nothing wrong, that it is appropriate for you to go forward with a not guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Correct.
So what would you like your plea to be to the following too closely charge? You have a choice of not guilty, guilty, or NOLO contendere. Do
I
you
did hit
understand
his
that?
car, so I'm guilty. I
All
did hit his car, but
Okay.
my argument, not argument, but my, it was raining that day, and I feel like if it wasn't, I want to hit him. I did hit him, but I slid into him. I tried to like turn off, but I did hit him. So I'm not saying that I didn't hit him.
Okay, so what would you like your plea to be?
I guess no consent.
NOLO contendere?
Yes,
All right, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO contendere plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
correct.
Do you
Yes.
also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes,
Are you entering into the plea, Ms. Myers, freely and voluntarily?
can I ask you something?
You can, but can you answer my questions and then you can ask me your questions? And do
Yes,
you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the NOLO plea to the following too closely charge?
yes.
All right, now go ahead and ask me your question.
I saw that the ticket was $500.
The
And-
ticket is not $500.
Okay,
Yeah, do you have any other questions?
no,
Okay. Ms. Myers, the court will accept your NOLO plea to the following too closely charged. The fine is $388.28. Do you understand that?
yes.
Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time? And let me explain, if you need longer than 2 weeks, you will simply be placed on probation to make the payment.
No, I just need 2 weeks.
All right. Ms. Green, she is entering a NOLO plea to the following too closely charge. The fine is $388 and she needs 2 weeks to pay. If we could please get her plea form, and then we'll give her a 2-week agreement.
Okay.
Ms. Myers, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me regarding the sentencing of the court?
No.
All right. If you will have a seat, Ms. Green will take care of you, and thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Did you get
All
your?
right.
Okay.
Has Christopher Bailey showed up?
No, Your Honor, not in here.
All right. Christopher Bailey will be FTA. It is 8:14. Now I'm going to the other calendar. I'm starting with Zakiah Bell.
Zakiah Bell is here, Your Honor.
All right, if you will please have her to come forward.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Bell. You are charged with a suspended license charge. You are eligible for a NOLO plea if you'd like to tender it, or you have the right to stick by your not guilty plea, but it does appear that your license was in suspension at the time of the stop.
So what I would like to continue with my not guilty.
All right. Now, you understand that if you are found guilty, it's going to further suspend your license. Do you understand that?
Yes, what I was told by the officer who pulled me over is, if I brought everything from my other case, then we would get it taken care of here. What happened was I was
Let
given.
me just say, getting taken care of does not mean it's going to be dismissed. Do you
Right,
understand?
I understand that, I get that.
Yeah. So, but what I want to be sure of is if you are found guilty, you do understand that there will be consequences. I just want to be clear about that. I will listen to the officer,
I understand.
but I understand that the officer is not going to, if the officer did not want the ticket to be issued, they would not have issued it. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Yeah. Do we have Officer Jackson available?
Not in the courtroom.
All right, let's wait a moment on Officer Jackson. Ms. Bell, I'm gonna call you back up here, okay?
thank you.
Thank you. All right, is Aisha Brissendorf?
Not in the courtroom.
All right, and she's not in the queue, is that correct, Ms. Yates?
That's correct.
All right, Aisha Brissendorf is an FTA. If we could please let that witness know that. Arnolfo Tellez Marcelino, if we could please call him forward so that Ms. Ida can let him know that the young lady did not show for court and an FTA will be issued.
El señor Arnulfo Teles Marcelino, acérquese al podio. La persona para la que usted estaba aquí porque estaban haciendo un caso contra ella no se presentó. Le van a ordenar una orden de arresto contra esa persona y ya usted no lo vamos a necesitar ahora. Entonces, you have to come back again, Your Honor.
If once she is picked up on an FTA, he will be notified of her new court date. And yes, we would like for him to reappear.
Ok, cuando a ella la arresten y la puedan traer de nuevo para que se presente, entonces usted le van a decir la fecha para que usted se presente de nuevo, pues nos gustaría que estuviera aquí para poder proceder en el caso de la señorita. Ok,
Ok, está bien.
He is
okay, that's
free to
fine.
go.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Akia Kalawete,
She is here, Your Honor.
thank you.
Good morning.
How are you doing, young lady? You were charged with 2 suspendable offenses. One is driving with suspended registration and the other one was no insurance. Was there valid insurance on the vehicle that you were operating at the date and time that the officer stopped you?
To my knowledge, it was, sir.
I understand to your knowledge, but my question is, after you received this ticket, were you able to verify whether or not there was insurance?
I got the insurance that day, yes, sir.
But did you have it at the time of the stop?
No, sir. I didn't.
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking you this is because both of these are suspendable offenses. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I realize that sometimes people think they have insurance, but they realize that they don't.
Right.
And I don't want you going to trial on something. And if found guilty, I have to suspend your license. Do you understand that?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why I allow people to do their own investigation, because the records that I see show that you did not have insurance at the time of the stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
it looks like you are eligible for a NOLO plea. You would have to pay these fines, but you are eligible for a NOLO plea, which will keep your license out of suspension if you want to do that. If you say, no, judge, I feel like I have facts that would warrant possibly you finding me not guilty, then we can go forward with the trial and I will listen to what you have to say.
Then I'll do the NOLO. I don't want to, I can't possibly chance my license getting suspended. I have a child that I have to, that I'm fully responsible for. I can't risk that.
So what are you changing your plea to?
To NOLO.
All right. Have you changed that on your plea form?
Um,
So one of these offenses, Miss, I'm going to reduce to an expired tag charge. Now,
Okay.
did this vehicle belong to you at the time of the stop?
Yes,
Okay. So one fine amount is $7.95 and the other one is $5.95. You understand that?
yes, sir.
So that total amount is $13.90. You're gonna need to pay that while being on probation, or can you take care of that in 2 weeks?
I'll have to do probation. sir.
Young lady, I'm gonna spread your probationary period out to 24 months,
Okay,
but you can always pay this off early, and 2 months of your probation is mandatory. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
So after 2 months, if you have paid this off, your probation can end, but you will be on probation until it's paid off, and all terms and conditions of probation must be complied with within the first 20 months. Do you understand that?
Say the very last part, sir. I'm so sorry.
So all terms and conditions, in other words, you need to satisfy, if you decide to take the whole term of probation to pay this off, you
Mhm.
don't have 24 months to pay it. You actually only have 20 months to pay it. Do you
Okay.
understand that?
Yes, sir.
But after 2 months, now understand that probation in Georgia does not show on your record unless you violate the terms and conditions. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
And if you violate the terms, young lady, they can bring you back in front of me on a probation revocation calendar. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
So the sentence of this court, young lady, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Sir.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the NOLO plea to the reduced charge of expired registration and the no insurance charge?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
You said, so like, I'm sure this would be taking points off my license too, sir. I'm just.
These are non-pointable offenses.
Okay.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Green, if you will please get her NOLO plea form, and then we will fill out her case disposition form, placing her on probation for 24 months, 2 months mandatory to pay a total fine of $13.90.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
It's $7.95 on the tag charge and $5.95 on the insurance charge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. If you'll please have a seat. Mr. Davenport? Mr. Davenport,
He can't hear you.
Audio.
all right, if you will let him know that he can, he's excused because his matter is an FTA.
His
No, I'm
was
sorry,
Ms.
his matter
Myers.
was adjudicated. Ms. Myers was
Correct.
adjudicated, yeah.
Okay, I sent him
All
a
right, thank
message in
you.
the chat. I'll just remove
Okay,
it.
thank you. All right. Next is Hoey Emmett. Is Hoey Emmett in the courtroom and Attorney Boykin?
No one here in the courtroom.
Let me ask you about that one. I saw an FTA. I'm assuming that the FTA fee was paid in order for them to get a court date. Is that correct?
Let's see. Can you guys check? I don't have the,
What it said was we sent them a letter on March 1st, giving them until the end of March to pay the FTA fee. So I'm assuming they must have paid it in order for them to get a court date.
Ms. Yates.
I have to go back and I have to double check.
Please double check, because I need to know if there should be an FTA fee, but more importantly, why do they have a court date?
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, next, let's go to Timothy Miller.
He's not in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Miller is FTA. Mr.
We have to
Emmett, Mr. Emmett is FTA.
Do we need to release the witness, Your Honor?
I'm about to do that, yeah. And so Miss Murda Stewart, if you will call her forward.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Stewart. How are you doing?
Good morning, I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good. Mr. Miller did not appear for court, so a failure to appear will be issued for him. Once they have secured his presence, you will be notified of the new court date, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry to have to make you take time out of your schedule to come down here, but I do appreciate it.
Yes, I hope they send me on the mail or somebody notifies me.
They'll send it to you in the mail, and if you have an email address, if you want to provide that, they'll send it that way too.
Yes, because this time I've been calling for 2 months.
Okay.
The same thing is the call today.
Why don't you verify that they have your correct address?
Okay, yeah, they do.
They do? Okay, then they'll make sure they send it in the mail. But thank you so much for coming, and go have a pleasant day, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
All right.
So you can go online.
Okay.
Last is Martin Salinas Torres.
No one in here, Your Honor.
That is FTA for Martin Salinas Torres. All right, so all of the officers, is there anyone that has come to the courthouse late?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so let me go back through on Christopher Bailey is an FTA. Aisha Brissendorf is an FTA. Hoey Emmett is an FTA. Timothy Miller is an FTA. And Martin Salinas Torres is an FTA.
Yes.
All right, now let's go back to the matter involving Ms. Zakiya Bell, and do we have Officer Nicholas Jackson? And if not, can we please secure him?
I
He
just
should-
called up to the watch office and spoke with one of the sergeants, and he said he would work on getting him in.
Okay, well, just ask Ms. Bell to hold on. Ask her if she has some paperwork that she wants me to consider regarding this suspension, that she can certainly tell me what that's about.
Yes. So, is it okay for me to go? I'm sorry.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So my license was suspended for a FTA.
Yes, and do you know where the FTA was issued out of?
Douglas, I believe.
Okay,
I think it was Douglasville. I'm not sure.
okay. And that's because, and do you know what, and I just want to, do you know what happens or why a judge issues an FTA or the court?
Yes, when you miss court.
That's
But
correct. Okay,
I called, so I didn't have my ticket due to me moving, and in the midst of me moving, I ended up giving birth. So my schedule was completely out of whack. I called up to Douglas County multiple times. I left voicemails. I finally got in contact with someone.
mhm.
And I was told to email. Traffic unit at douglascountyga.gov, and I emailed them. I printed out my emails as well. They said just send them an email with my hospitalization proof. So I did that, but no one ever got back to me. I've never gotten an FTA, so I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know my license was suspended at the time that the officer did pull me over. So what I was told was to bring all this information up here and go from there.
So let me just say this to you, okay? First of all, are you reserve or are you enlisted?
I'm National Guard, but I'm full-time over at, sorry, I've never been to court before. I'm full-time over the unit that's right.
Fort Gillum?
Yeah, Fort Gillum. I'm sorry. I'm full-time at Fort Gillum. I
Well,
work as
first of
that.
all, good for you and thank you for providing that service, okay? Now, let me just tell you what you just said, and let me just tell you what I can do about it, okay? Once another jurisdiction says that your license is in suspension, I have to recognize it, period. You
Okay.
understand that?
Yes.
So until Douglas County has lifted this suspension, your license was in suspension at the time.
Okay,
Now, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, so this is a generational issue that I'm gonna say to you that I think the best way for you to solve this, okay? Stop calling people on the phone and stop sending emails. You need to go to Douglas County in person, provide your documentation, and if they lift the suspension, then I will dismiss this charge.
Okay,
But if they don't lift the suspension, I have to go forward with this charge. But telling me that you call somebody on the phone and you shot an email, I just want you to know that means nothing, because that's not an appropriate way to communicate when you're facing a license suspension. Do you understand that?
I only called and emailed because I literally had a newborn child. I was on bed rest. There was
I
no,
understand that, but you've had time I'm just simply telling you how to solve this.
okay,
Because I don't want you coming back to court saying, Judge, I called them and I emailed them and they didn't respond. And the reason being is your license is in suspension. They have no responsibility to respond to you.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
In other words, you're the person with the problem. They're basically saying you need to figure it out.
Okay,
So if you want me to give you, I don't mind giving you another court date to give you time to do this. But if they don't lift that suspension, you're going to have to come back here. And if you say, Judge, I still want to go to trial, we'll have a trial. But you may want to consider a no-low plea. The fine is $7.95, and yes, you would have to pay it.
okay, that's no
All right.
problem.
So Ms. Green, let's reset her and give her time to go to Douglasville or whatever county that her FTA was issued out of and see if she can get the FTA lifted.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Now, young lady, let me tell you what lifted means. Lifted does not mean you coming back here telling me they lifted it. I need a certified copy of a document showing that that FTA has been lifted from that court.
Okay,
Now, can we look on her driving record and make sure that this is in fact an FTA from Douglas County? Does anyone have her driving history?
yes.
One second.
One moment.
Now, Ms. Bell, do you understand what you need to do?
yes, I need to go to Douglas County.
Let's
so-
first, you need to go to whatever city issued the FTA. Let me confirm it's Douglas County.
Okay,
And you need to get them to give you, they need to give you documentation showing that they have removed the FTA. If they don't do that, then you have to deal with this. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
Okay.
It is Douglas County.
All right.
So
Do
she
you
needs
know
to go.
what Douglas County is? It's right down I-20 West. Okay? Is it the Douglas County State Court or the Douglas County Municipal Court?
State court.
All right, young lady, you need to go to the Douglas County State Court. They have a beautiful court building down I-20 West. You need to physically go there and go to the clerk's office and show them whatever you were just telling me about and see if they lift this suspension. If they don't, you know, when I come back and see Judge Freeman, he will let me enter a no-low plea. It will not suspend my license, but I will have to pay this fine.
Okay.
Do you have any questions you want to ask me?
So I just walk in there? I don't call and make an appointment or anything?
This is court. They're open during business hours from 8 to 4. No, you don't need to make an appointment. That's their job.
Okay, thank you.
You have any other questions?
No.
All right. Congratulations on the baby. Hopefully you can
Thank
get
you.
this taken care of, okay?
Have a nice day.
All right.
Let me
Hey,
make
Judge
sure.
Freeman,
Yes.
is Officer Doss released to go?
All officers look like are released.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. Has
Thank you. Have
anybody
a good
showed
one.
up in the courtroom or in the queue?
You too.
No, we're done.
All right, let's deal with the red light.
Z.Bell 492.
Your Honor, may I be excused? I will see-
Absolutely, Ms. Ida. Thank you so much. We will see you this afternoon.
I'll see you this afternoon. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. We can deal with Mr. Riley first. Mr. Riley, if you will please unmute your device, and can we go ahead and screen share?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Judge Freeman. I'm the judge here in the city of Forest Park.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you doing this morning?
I'm in a little pain, just recovering from left shoulder surgery, but I'm okay.
I understand that is very painful.
Yes, it is.
This vehicle that we're looking at was accused, and it's a civil violation. So we are no longer in municipal court. We are in what's called red light court. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And so this violation is a civil violation. It does not go on your record, but there are consequences. Normally you have to pay a civil fine, but this truck has been accused of speeding in an area that it should not be speeding in based on the time. And normally it's a school zone violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I understand that.
During certain times of the day, you have to go a certain speed in a school zone. So my first question is this your vehicle?
Yes, it is.
And were you via, and let me have you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
All right, if you can put your hand down, sir. So my question is, does this vehicle belong to you?
Yes, it does.
Is it registered and titled in your name?
Yes, it is.
All right, and were you driving this vehicle on March 2nd, 2023?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so that is the prima facie showing of this case. What do you want to tell me as to why you believe you should not be civilly assessed this fine amount?
For one, the area where this ticket was taken on Ash Street is on the backside of a school.
Okay,
There shouldn't be a traffic school camera on the backside of a school with no crosswalk, no nothing. All of the infrastructure for the school is on the opposite side of the school. There's not even a crosswalk or crossing guard, anything for children to even walk across there. And the kids in the neighborhood don't even go to school there.
okay. So there,
And
so
doing
it
that,
sounds like
I
there
was
is a
going to
school.
post it. It
Okay,
is a school there, sir. I was
Okay.
doing the normal posted speed limit for that, but as far as over speeding for school zone, I didn't see any school zone signs or anything. And at the time during that proceeding, I was headed to the doctor.
okay. And what speed do you believe you were going?
I was going right about 40, 45 miles an hour.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir. It's just, I find it very odd that all of the devices and everything on the back side of the school are not on the front. That's like a speed trap, in my opinion. Just
Okay.
being honest.
Is there an entrance to the school off of the road that you were traveling on?
No, sir, it's not. The entrance is on the other side. My brother lives right there at the intersection of at Ash Street and Birch Street, and he's been living there for years. There's never an entrance on that side.
Okay, because we've had a lot of citations issued from here, and I understood there was an entrance to the school off of that road.
No, it's a street that connects you to the front side of that to
Okay,
get to the front side of the school, but there's not an entrance to the school, no.
okay, all right. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to say, Mr. Riley?
No, sir, that's pretty much it, sir. I'm just no disrespect, Your Honor. I'm just baffled. Like, I'm getting a speeding ticket for speeding in a school zone, but the school is facing the other street that runs parallel to the street that I'm on.
Okay, all right. And let me just tell you, I don't know, okay? So everything you're saying may be correct. You have to understand that when I'm sitting as a operator for this, I'm just considering the information that's provided to me on the screen and what the legal defense is based on the school zone law. So did you happen to look at the school zone law based on this code section that they provide to you all, which is 40-14-18?
No, sir, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't look it up to actually read it. No, sir, I did not.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. The information you provided, I think, makes all the sense in the world. Okay, let me just first tell you that. All right.
Yes,
But
sir.
I don't know the configuration, but the mere fact that that's not the front side of the school does not preclude a city or a county from having a school zone camera lighting. I need for you to know that, okay?
Okay.
So, but let me get some understanding of the configuration of this school. I'm gonna tell you right now, based on what you've said to me, you will probably be found responsible and ordered to pay the fine on this, which is $75. But I do want to look into this to see if I can maybe get some type of aerial mapping or something where I can look and see what this is. But if the school zone camera is there, I have to recognize it and I have to honor it because it's lawful until they've taken it down. Now, you as a private citizen can certainly voice your complaint to the county or the city, whoever is monitoring this, and tell them everything that you just told me, because what you said makes sense. But I have to deal with this from the information that I have. You understand that?
I do understand that, sir. And you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I do understand that. I just wanted to have my day in court, and if I had to pay the citation, sir, I have to pay it.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
here's
still
what
felt like I needed to be
here's
heard.
what I'm willing to do, Mr. Riley, if you'd like for me to. I can reset you for like 2 weeks out,
Okay.
which would give me some time to get some more information. It may not change what I'm telling you, but what you said has piqued my curiosity, and I'd like to see what's going on, because what you said makes a lot of sense to me. So first, I need to see, is there a school zone camera on the entrance of this school or this side street? I need to see that. If there is one, then I would probably be more inclined to reverse my decision. If they decide to put one on both areas, then I'm gonna have to recognize this. Do you understand that?
I understand that, Your Honor.
Yeah. So do you want me to give you those 2 weeks for me to look into this? If you decide to pay the $75 during that time, that will close it out. But I am going to look into this, because what you said, it does make some sense. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would like to give you the 2 weeks to look at it, and we revisit this. And if you say I have to pay the $75, I'll pay the $75. That's no problem.
Okay. Then Ms. Green, can we reset Mr. Riley for 2 weeks? And can we get I need to get some kind of aerial from one of the officers of how this is configured, especially based on the location of his violation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Riley, they're going to give you a reset for 2 weeks. It may be 3 weeks, but it'll be 2 to 3 weeks.
That's fine. Will I be
Okay.
notified by email or mail?
How were you notified today?
By mail.
Okay. Can we go ahead and give him his court date while he's on the line right now, so he'll know it, Ms. Green?
We can just go ahead and set him for the 17th.
Okay, let's make it 3 weeks out just to be on the safe side.
24th.
Yes.
And yes, we will send him a notification.
And if I find out before then, Mr. Riley, I'll have them to call you and just say the judge is not reversing his decision, or the judge has reversed his decision.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
So
I appreciate it.
How can they get in contact with you? I need a phone number and an email address.
Okay, the phone number is area code 678-791-2628.
All right. And what is the email address?
The email address is my first and last name, all lowercase, @gmail.com.
Okay. Do we have his first and last name, all lowercase, @gmail.com? Do we have that, Ms. Green?
Yes,
And do we have his phone number?
yes.
Okay. I'd like to just get some more information about this. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem. You take care.
You too.
All right. All right. It does not look like the other red court person appeared. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So does that take care of this morning's calendar?
That is correct also.
All right. Well, you all have done a wonderful job, and I will see you this afternoon at 12:45.
All right.
All right. Is there anything we need to talk about before this afternoon's calendar?
I don't have anything. Ms. Payton, you got something? We can't hear you.
No,